All right, pre-show shenanigans. Big time episode to go over right now, but before we get into that, this is for all you sickos out there, all you sickos who just like to punch men when they're down, just like to beat up on people when they're down and out. So this is for you, and I just want you all to know: think twice before you say anything too mean. All right, think twice right now. I'm warning you right now. But immediately after the game, we'll get more in depth to the game itself. But I uploaded my immediate reaction on TikTok. Go check that out in the comments or in the description if you haven't seen that already. But after uploading my immediate reaction to the game on TikTok, my body slowly began to decompose throughout the day. Okay. I didn't know it at the time, but from about 4 p.m., 3 p.m. on Saturday until 8 a.m. yesterday on Sunday when I woke up, I experienced the peak symptoms of COVID. I didn't know it at the time. I thought I was struggling from a broken heart, but it turns out that it was COVID, and I was both freezing cold and sweating throughout that entire Saturday night. I was like, this might be the scarlet fever. Like this might just be the Spanish flu. Like this is bad.
Your body physically could not accept the fact that you lost to Michigan.
I feel like this is very fitting, being an LA person who's never been like out to the Midwest. I've never even been in the state of Ohio in my life.
You've been to the Midwest.
Oh, correction. I was talking state of Ohio there. But as an LA softie, it's quite funny that I just started shivering cold, freezing cold immediately after losing to Michigan. I think there's if anything, like a little beautiful symbol in that in a way. But like I would say, starting at like 8 p.m., that's when it really hit me. Oh my, any skin showing just to the open air, I just start shivering.
So the opposite of your sunburn that you got.
Yes, the opposite. Where the sunburn, I was like, nothing can be touching my skin. This one, I was like, every single layer of my body needs to be covered, or else I'm going to get frostbite. It was terrifying. At one point in the middle of the night, I think my little pinky toe slipped from underneath the blanket, and I almost had a heart attack right there. I couldn't do it. Instantly woke up. But yeah, I would say on Saturday I would say I was straight 10% of me. Yesterday, I'd say I was a good 80. Right now, I'm like a firm 95, just really stuffy and congested. I would say, yeah, like today I'm now experiencing the no smell. That was kind of like the big tell of COVID.
Tell.
Like that one, that's not like necessarily a flu thing, but that's like a COVID dead giveaway. So yeah, I once that started kicking in, I was like, all right, no, we definitely have it. So took test this morning, positive. I didn't test on Saturday. I just wasn't I genuinely thought.
To be fair, they're essentially I thought I was sick from losing. It's just like the flu outside of the smell thing.
I honestly didn't even consider. I genuinely thought I was just
your body was just revolting actually
so down bad that my body
was just rejecting like, the reality of the world. This is the first time you've had COVID though, right?
No. But this is the first time I've like.
Oh, that is correct.
I had it before.
Your roommate.
My roommate had it.
It was 2 years
personally,
ago?
When I was tested, like I would test, I think I tested positive like once or twice, but I didn't feel any symptoms. And so, yeah, I mean, yes, but this is the first time I like felt it.
I'm a part of that group that has been exposed massively to COVID, and I have never gotten COVID.
Wait. So you've never tested positive?
I have never tested positive. I've never had any symptoms for COVID.
Okay, I thought you were saying you had a positive test but no symptoms.
No. I have never had it, and I have been exposed to it probably like 35 times.
Yeah, I mean, when it comes to COVID tests, I mean, back at USC my sophomore year, they would have us like spit in tubes. So gross.
That's the thing, by the way, for anybody who, because it was like a year and a half ish time period where colleges were requiring that. So if you weren't in college at that point in time, you will have
watch this episode get flagged for like COVID too.
No, literally, there's going to be it's going to be like
the fact we started off with it.
The
probably
commenters note.
Yeah.
But yeah, you'd get tested like 2 times a week requirement. Otherwise, you're just not allowed to take classes. Like you're just removed from the school. So,
yep. Yeah, that's what it used to be. USC still sends out emails like 1 or 2. They still do it to this day, like 2 to 3 positive cases today.
Kids just would not go get tested in general, and everybody would essentially try and get COVID for the first like month
straight
or 2.
Up like I didn't intend on testing myself for COVID till I realized that I might be able to extend.
No, it was bad. So it was bad because we first got there and everyone was like, I remember I got there, it was like the second week, my entire floor, except for me and 2 other people, got COVID. And I remember everybody from like that first week to like November was like, I'm trying to get like I want to get COVID so that way I can be back in time for Halloween, or that way I can be back in time for Thanksgiving. Like I want the antibodies.
That's the mindset for it, but hey, I guess I'm antibodied out for what? How long do these last?
Like
for?
6 months.
Looks like I'm good for spring break, baby. Come on, that's what we're worried about here.
You're ready for Mardi Gras.
Set up.
You're ready for Mardi.
Damn it, I should have gotten it in like February. Summer would have been a movie. But last thing I just want to say, it used to be a spit test, but it was a tickle brain test today.
Oh no, it's never been a spit test. It's never been a spit test.
USC were spit tests. And
we were brain ticklers. We were big brain ticklers.
Now I just tickled brain for the first time in years, and
I couldn't do it now.
I'm not gonna say it was worse than how I was feeling on Saturday, but it was definitely worse than how I felt on Sunday. That 10 seconds of brain tickling. Brutal.
Have you had a strep test before?
Yeah.
It's like that. It's like that feeling.
I'd
say strep's worse.
That
though.
One more. Yeah.
Yeah, it's worse.
Yeah,
it's definitely
that one
worse.
Is worse. But still got my COVID test here right now. Here it is. See those 2 lines, everyone?
Yeah. Grant will be taking one on Thursday.
Yeah, we'll be doing one. I guess it won't be live, but
for us it'll be live.
But
for your entertainment,
I will be taking a live COVID test on Thursday's episode. So gotta check out the YouTube version if you're listening right now. But yeah, going back to all the sickos out there, you Michigan fans. I went 0-3 this weekend in my own way. 3rd straight L to Michigan. Only time in my life, 5th straight L ever. I'm in a personal crisis right now. Chargers with a pathetic L, and I got COVID. So that's an 0-3 weekend right there. I've never heard of a different type of 0-3 weekend when it comes to someone in my specific position, being a Charger Ohio State fan, and the 3rd L is COVID, not a sports team. So yeah, I'd say I'm the only person to go 0-3 with those 3 being my strikes. So yeah, there's that. Don't be too mean to me right now. This is for you guys. You got anything else? Nah. I think we're done talking about COVID.
We're done.
Here. Not trying to get flagged too hard. We might have like a hazard sign. Like, I don't know why, like hazard with the little exclamation. That might be on this video, but okay. Gotta take a quick little sip. Gotta give the people some energy right now to announce this epi. You sickos, you absolute sickos out there. What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Waterboy Podcast. Today it is episode 173, and of course, we start with the biggest college football news over the weekend. Mark Stoops will not be the head coach of Texas A&M, and it will be Mike Elko. Absolutely nothing else happened over the weekend. Mike Elko is in at A&M. Mississippi State got their coach too, and Chip Kelly is returning to UCLA, contrary to reports that were released 2 weeks ago. Okay, I'm kidding. I'm just playing. Congratulations, Michigan fans. It's the only time I'll say it. After coming off 3 straight L's, and this time to an assistant coach that crying Ryan hired private investigator to research, there's absolutely nothing I can say about it now. Absolutely nothing to defend Ohio State over Michigan. We will get into it, but today is the big debate. Is Ryan Day John Cooper 2.0? Am I going through my John Cooper years in my 20s? Not a great stretch of life to just go through misery and failure. But all right, gotta start off with college football, Ohio State, Michigan. Do you want me to start with Ohio State or Michigan?
Probably better to start with Ohio State and then do Michigan.
There's way more to talk about for Ohio State, but okay, we'll start with Ohio State. Honda McCord. Now, real quick, to be completely honest, apart from the 2 interceptions, he was pretty good. However, he did throw 2 interceptions, so that did happen. I did set it up to talk about Michigan first. I praised JJ first.
Okay, so do Michigan first.
No. Let's talk about Ohio State.
All right, okay.
JJ played you could say a mistake-free football game, and he went above and beyond, made some ridiculous throws.
And an asterisk.
I will not be saying any of that. That is Everett putting the asterisk on it.
I'm putting the asterisk because they should have had 1 interception, regardless if it was his fault or not, which it wouldn't have been, but should have been an interception.
JJ
should have had 1.
Maybe
unless you want to count it as a fumble, but in the end zone, it should have been an interception.
Oh, if you want to talk about, so I didn't even have that one listed. I guess we'll quickly talk about that play before getting back to my Honda. Well, not my Honda anymore, but yeah, with the call on the field, they weren't overturning it, and so I wasn't expecting that. Like, and also this should not be involved, but this is what I genuinely thought. Like, because the overturn would have been an Ohio State interception, there's no way they're overturning that. If it was an incomplete, then I think they would have done it. But because it's an interception, even though that should have nothing to do with it, there's no way they're overturning it there. So I'm not that mad about that one. Like, to be honest, yeah, like there were some calls kind of going towards Michigan early on. I will say, though, at least the refs were consistent throughout the whole time. Okay. The catch fumble at the end at least they were consistent, and they did overturn the one that was clearly out of bounds. So I'm not going to complain about refs in that one. Like, at least it was consistent. But
hard for refs to do these days.
Yeah.
Hard for them to do for some reason.
For that game, if I was a ref in that game, I just don't know how you could overturn that touchdown to an interception. I don't know how you could do it right there. But if anything, I can complain about the original call on the field, but it's all right. It's all right. But back to Honda. Let me talk about his interceptions. Now, second one, it was last play of the game. He had some awful blocking. Donovan Jackson, who was the number 7 recruit in his class. I thought he was going to be an absolute stud. He's so bad. He's coming back next year. I'm not even sure if that's a positive, but he is. No, it is a positive. I'm just a salty boy. But second one wasn't exactly McCord's fault. But the first one was pretty bad. Will Johnson made a phenomenal play. Don't get me wrong. Some people are
talking about the interceptions.
The first interception, yeah.
The second one at the end of the game one?
No. First one.
All right, so we're not going in order.
Yeah. I was just bringing up the second interception, but
as the first,
I'm not that mad about that one. The first interception, though, that kind of just killed it.
So I'm going to be okay.
I'll get into this in a sec.
You are partially confusing me, but that's fine.
Well, I was just saying the second interception, I'm assuming most people are going to blame him, being like, oh, he lost him the game. He threw the interception on the final play.
Well,
true.
The only thing I'm going to say for that is that on review, he had 2 wide open players in the flats.
Dude, there was 30 seconds. No.
Fucking throw it in the flat. He's going to go out of bounds.
No. He wouldn't have. They would have. No. We're not taking checkdowns there. No checkdowns there. That's awful. I'm aware, but if we take a check down there, then the game's done. So that's not the solution. But that first interception, I guess I don't really remember the whole play. It may have been an RPO. It may have been, probably looked like it, but damn, Will Johnson made a great play on Marv. He undercut the shit out of that slant and set them up perfectly to go up 14-3. I got to get into this point right here. I read some reports about the Ohio State players and staff right before the game and at halftime. This first one's directly on Kyle. So I heard pregame that McCord gave a speech to the team stressing don't make mistakes. I think I read that he said don't make mistakes 4 times in his speech. The entire team was tight from the top down. Everybody was tight, going from McCord to the whole defense to Ryan Day, which I'll get into in a second, but we'll keep it on the players for now. Yeah, so Kyle, hearing him stressing, don't make mistakes, don't make mistakes, don't make mistakes. He makes a crucial, awful interception in the end of the first, early second to let Michigan go up 14-3. Kyle was probably crapping down his leg. He obviously settled in, but hey, if this team was a little bit more loose, maybe Kyle isn't making those plays early on. I'm not trying to defend it or anything. I will end this off, the Kyle segment, saying I don't think Kyle McCord's gonna be the starter next year. I just don't know how he stays here with all the shit he's getting right now. Right now, Ohio State fans, I haven't quite dove into it yet. I'm a little too sad, but many Ohio State fans are already calling for Air Nolan, who is a current high school senior, who's going to be a true freshman. They are already saying this is our guy for next year. It's Air Nolan's season. The whole fan base, absolute shambles at the quarterback position. Now that I really think,
do you think? Let me ask you this
Kyle's
question:
probably going to be the starter next year.
Do you think that you could end up getting a transfer in? Like, obviously. So
I just don't necessarily know.
Yeah, who's but it's the same thing. Like, look, CJ was there when Justin Fields transferred in, and having Fields transfer in, letting
to this day, one of the craziest days of my life.
Him transfer in, then CJ gets an extra year to sit, and he'll have extra year of eligibility if he wanted to, and learn instead of getting thrown in. Having that, I think, would make huge impacts to the quarterback position for Ohio State.
No. Like, straight up, if we're talking like,
and there will be
true freshman quarterbacks who come in and dominate. It's just that guy, Caleb.
There will be a decent amount of quarterbacks in the portal this year as well.
Yeah, no, I mean the portal's already going rampant right now. It is Monday, November 27th right now, and it is already full swing. But yeah, maybe we go after a portal quarterback. That could be the case. Maybe Kyle McCord hits the portal himself. Maybe it's Devin Brown. Maybe it's Lincoln Keenels. Maybe it's Air Nolan. It's definitely not going to be Air Nolan, but maybe I don't know for sure. But yeah, that's Kyle McCord. Okay, next one. Tommy Eichenberg and Steel Chambers. They were just the liability on defense. Eichenberg was just getting absolutely torched by Colston Loveland out there. It was pathetic. It was an absolute joke. Not great in pass coverage. And he also just looked injured and hurt. At some point, I would have preferred Cody Simon going in over him, but hey, Jim Knowles doesn't. Well, yeah, no, linebacker's on Jim, so guess he didn't want to sub him out, keep Tommy in there. Steele, I guess I shouldn't really be doing this because he's like a third-year starting linebacker now, but like I still in my mind give him a slight pass because he's a converted running back who they turned into a linebacker because they didn't have linebackers like 3 years ago. So he, like, for the longest time, I've just been giving him slight pass, but it's like now it's year 3 and you're still like, no, you don't get an excuse for just like missing tackles or just not being great tackling on your own. So no, I can't even really make excuse for him. Malik Hartford, he obviously kind of gave up that the touchdown to Roman Wilson. If he, like, I think it was the interception play, if he just turns his head like and just puts his hand up, it's an incomplete pass. Like, that ball was literally 3 inches over his helmet.
Is that the one that everybody was raving about with JJ? And they're like, look, this is like a NFL throw. Like, your quarterback's not making that throw.
it was a crazy throw, and I'll get into it. I think that is the
greatest
throw in this rivalry's history, at least in my lifetime.
If it's the one that's barely above the DB's head, the other thing that I was just saying is like, if that's a throw in the NFL, that's just getting picked off.
Most likely. But hey, there was a true freshman playing safety there, so he didn't turn around. So because of it, it was an amazing throw. So I can't shit talk for that one. The entire second half defense in Jim Knowles. Now we'll get into in a second. I got to read this quote real quick. A heartbreaking report from Berm on the Ohio State players going into halftime. Berm is like the insider for Ohio State. He's the one guy where whatever he says is true. So this from him. So I believe it wholeheartedly. Quote, as seen in the past, once again, there was a lack of energy shown from Ohio State. Going to halftime down 14-10, not the end of the world. Down by 4 points, like really not that bad considering what happened. No one said a word except for Jack Sawyer and James Laurinaitis. The Buckeye players felt the coaching staff did not give them the opportunity to let it rip. Now that last part on this coaching staff not letting them let it rip, that was more of a editor opinion. That wasn't a quote directly said, but like that was just the vibe they were getting. But I think it makes sense if you just look at how Ohio State played in the game. So second half defense and Jim Knowles. We like stayed in base defense the entire second half, let Michigan just run over us on first down every play. I don't want to look it up, but it would not shock me if over 80% of Michigan's first down plays in the second half got at least 5 yards. Would not surprise me. It was 2nd and 5, 2nd and 4, every single second down. It was just pathetic. It was an absolute joke. There was like nothing the boys could do just sitting in base defense all day. But yeah, the defense, I was just like shocked. Like that was the strength all year, that this was the season where the Silver Bullets are back. I was just shocked to see them just get like diced up by JJ. Just kind of I would say overall the run defense actually played pretty well, but like the second half we were just letting them getting favorable downs every single time. So yeah, that was just disheartening to see. But now time for some Ryan Day talk. I saw this same like timidness out of Ohio State against Clemson 2019, Michigan 2021,
like
Michigan 2022,
and Michigan 2023.
Yeah, like I've seen him go killer mode in the past, so I'm conflicted because I know it's there, but it's not there for Michigan week. And that's kind of the only one that matters. So it's not there for that. He had it for about 3 quarters against Georgia until Marv went out. Then Ryan Day lost his killer mode, which, you know, maybe he has a slight excuse for that. No, he doesn't. The hell am I talking about? No, there's no excuse for ever playing not to lose. We're always playing to win here. We have the talent to play to win. Michigan kind of beat us or outcoached us because they played to win. They went for it. They gambled for it on 4th and 1. I mean, it's not really a gamble going for it on 4th and 1. Ryan Day first time said, screw it, let's punt 4th and 1, like first drive of the game. Now this is a whole nother topic. I'm not gonna spend too much time, but Jesse Mirko, the punter, oh my God, holy shit. What happened? Like 3 weeks ago, he was hitting bombs.
Yeah, no, not great.
30-yarders. I was just like, what am I? We can't punt, so let's just stop doing this. I don't know what happened with him. I have no explanation for it. Yeah, I don't even know. I don't even know what the answer is, Mirko. What was up with him? But the thing about Ryan Day is he is just very inconsistent in these big time games. And the worst part is I know that firing him is just not the viable option, like either for the team and for Ohio State. And also the AD is about to retire. We're about to get a new AD. Maybe the new AD wants to make a splash, but I highly doubt
Well,
Ryan Day is going to get fired
let's
or
put it
leave
this way,
right
though.
now.
Let's put it this way, though. Let's play a hypothetical. First of all, and you've said this specifically, the most important game to Ohio State is the Michigan game. And
that's me.
Yeah, going forward, there's the playoff, 12-team playoffs. You lose to Michigan or whatever, you can still get in. You still have a chance, right? But regardless of that, it doesn't matter. The point is to beat Michigan. Like, what's a natty if you lost to Michigan, right? They're going to still.
I'm being dead serious. If we won the Natty last year, I'm not sure if I could even enjoy it because Michigan.
No, because Michigan beat you, and they would hold it over your head.
Yeah,
they'd be like, "We still beat you."
In a way, they can claim that they're the national champion. Like in a way.
That with that being said,
killed me.
With that being said, Ryan Day not being able to win this game, I say is a very, very concerning thing to Ohio State because of how important that game is. So if you were to replace him,
real quick before we get into the replacement, I got one little thing. Got to bring up real quick about Ryan Day and another Ohio State coach he's drawing some comparisons to. I need to hope right now that I'm not going through my John Cooper years right now, Everett. I'm not sure. We quickly talked about before. Maybe I brought it up over the past couple of weeks, but John Cooper was coaching there before I was born. I was not there to watch that shit, but he went 2-10-1 against Michigan in his 13 years. The fact he made it 13 years is wow. But he finally won it on his 7th attempt. John Cooper had 2 undefeated teams, who were expected maybe not to win the Natty, but were undefeated, had high hopes for the season, and got upset by Michigan. So he just couldn't deliver when it mattered. So this is my personal crisis right now. Is Ryan Day John Cooper 2.0? That's kind of what I have to believe right now.
I've said this with Dave Roberts. I've said this about Dave Roberts, but you could do great in the regular season, but if you cannot win when it matters, so for the Dodgers, it's the playoffs. For Ohio State, it's fucking Michigan. If you cannot win those games that matter, then why would you have them continue to be the coach? Because the whole point is you need to win the games that matter for it to be worth it.
Well, that is true, but this is the other thing. And now I'm trying to keep a level head here, trying to remove myself from the fandom just for a quick second. If I have this number correct, guess what Ryan Day's record in the Big Ten is without Michigan?
It's probably like 1 loss.
He is 40-0.
Yeah.
Never lost to a Big Ten team other than Michigan. Now, that is just absurd to just say out. He also has the highest winning percentage in college football right now.
I saw people comparing.
Hey, I'm with you. I thought I was decomposing from a broken heart the other day.
Look, I've seen people talk about, hey, Urban Meyer lost to Iowa. He lost. I think there's a Purdue loss in there.
State.
There's been there's bad losses, but he did not lose to Michigan like
damn
this.
Right, baby. 7-0. 7-0
difference. So here's the deal. Let's say Ryan Day, you're just like, you know what, Ryan, this is not working. We need these games. If you cannot win these games, it doesn't work for us, even if there is a playoff, because the whole point for our fandom for what we want is being able to beat Michigan, right? You can't beat Michigan.
I like how you're saying we here. I like that.
I know. I gotta get in. I gotta get in. I like it. All right. I gotta get in. I like it. Right. So let's say you're just like, all right, Ryan. Ohio State immediately becomes the most sought after coaching position in the nation if it is the opening that year. And
right now with A&M filled, Elko, we will not be covering that, by the way. I know none of you guys care what my thoughts are on that.
No, but Ohio State would be the most sought after position. You would have basically free range on any coach that you would want. And
kind of
hypothetically. And because of that, because of your choices, I feel like it'd be very hard to fuck that up. And on top of it, let's just look at the talent that Ohio State has right now, right? Let's just look at that, okay? The talent,
I'd rather not, but sure.
All right, well, let's just put it this way: you have
You can
the
you
talent
can go
they
over
have
it.
would allow them to
It's
go
ridiculous. It's
if
absurd.
you had most coaches would be able to go undefeated up until the point of Michigan, right? So all you're looking for is who can beat Michigan. Urban Meyer had the ability to beat Michigan, the way in which he went about the game. What about the preparation for the game, play calling the game? He had that. Ryan Day doesn't have that. Maybe there has to be some change on his staff, so that way when they have that
That's
matchup,
what I think. So
there
that's
has
what
to be
I think at
somebody who has more
minimum.
experience in his ear, or he shouldn't be play calling
something.
But
I was really disappointed when I read it this morning that Chip Kelly's going back to UCLA. I actually, if Chip Kelly got fired, my number one thing would have been for Ryan Day to go hire Chip Kelly, because Ryan Day played quarterback for Chip Kelly when he was in college, and he was, I think, his assistant for the Eagles and for the Niners. That like he's been him and Chip, like Ryan Day comes from Chip Kelly, ironically, kind of funny. But one of my first thoughts was having an experienced offensive minded guy up in the booth to help Ryan just balance what he's doing. Like recently, we lost Kevin Wilson to Tulsa. He's now their head coach, I believe. But when K-Dub was there, he was like the yang to the young offensive coordinators yin. Like it was always the young guy, innovative guy with like the passing shit, which has been Ryan.
Well, also
since, like,
let me ask you this:
but there was that balance.
Was Urban play calling? So case in point, like Urban was having Ryan Day play call, and now Ryan Day, who's in that position.
Oh yeah, like I think
like have Brian Hartline
something's gonna
play
change. Call. Like, and so I'd be down for it if Brian can do it. He has never called plays in his life before.
Look, if Brian Hartline,
I think something's got to change.
If Brian Hartline cannot call plays, then he should not have been promoted to offensive coordinator. You promoted him
that was to get him to not leave and become like head coach of like Cincinnati.
Well, true, but at the same time, like if you're going to promote him, if you're going to promote him, you're going to have to give him play calling duties, or he will leave to go somewhere else.
I don't know. He's making a lot of money.
He's making a lot of money, but Eric Bieniemy wanted to be a head coach, and he couldn't be a head coach after he was coaching in Kansas City because he wasn't play calling. If Hartline's goal is to eventually Hartline
is doing things right now where he doesn't necessarily need to add play calling to his resume, if you get what I mean.
Well, I mean, let's put it this way: Cliff Kingsbury ended up becoming the head coach of a NFL team, which I'm sure Brian Hartline would love to do, and he did that from play calling and nothing else. He has nothing else in this fucking resume besides Johnny Manziel being there and Patrick Mahomes. And he ended up being a head coach for an NFL team. And I mean, guess what? Guess what Brian Hartline has? Brian Hartline has multiple different NFL receivers, but he doesn't have that play calling part yet. So there's just a similarity.
I guess like he just has never done it before. And I think they let him call it in the spring game and he got his ass whooped by Jim Knowles.
Yeah, but if it's first time ever play calling, I mean, you're going to get your ass whooped no matter what.
So why should we make him the play caller if we're going to get our ass whooped?
Because if you start making him the play caller in games that won't matter as much.
But you just like Brian Hartline, Michigan.
No, I'm not saying I'm not saying give him the first fucking opportunity ever at versus Michigan. I'm saying let him call the spring. I'm aware. Let him call the spring game. Okay, when it's week 1 and you're playing fucking UMass. Okay, let him play call UMass because I'm assuming if he fucks something up.
I mean, with this upcoming schedule in the Big Ten, we got a game like week 5 every year. So do you think he'll be ready by week 5?
I mean, maybe? I would assume. I mean, like if you get the handle of things pretty fucking quick. Like if I mean, I know what your opinion is on a bowl game. You don't give a shit about a bowl game for Ohio State if it's not in the playoffs.
Dude, who the fuck?
So let him play call the fucking bowl game then.
Yeah, I think if we're gonna quickly talk about that, let Devin Brown start. Let's see if Jaden Ballard can do something. I don't think he got a single snap on offense. Let's see if he can do something. Let's just Dallin Hayden better be the starting running back for that game. He better be. I want to see like a prospect showcase in a way for that game. You know what? Actually, I think that could be the test right there. Now I know Louisville isn't the strongest opponent, but you know what? Yeah, let Brian call the Orange Bowl. I kind of like that idea. Let him call the Orange Bowl. Yeah, we can beat the. I don't know who I don't know many names on Louisville's defense, not gonna lie. But yeah. I mean, we'll see what happens. But there's that. Okay. I think you maybe were getting on this track. Who who I would take as head coach if Ryan Day were to get fired or leave.
We can go that way, yeah, but
like like obviously, and these two would not accept the job. Nick Saban and Kirby Smart, those are obviously off the table. The third one I'd say after this, which I would also say is not plausible right now, is Dan Lanning. Dan Lanning would be the guy I'd want to take over for Ryan Day if that were to happen. I do not see a scenario where Lanning leaves Oregon right now. Oregon plays Ohio State next year in Eugene. Now, maybe Dan Lanning thinks Ohio State is just much more talented. I'm not personally saying that. I'm saying if Dan Lanning this were to somehow happen, that seems to be like the only reason that like he would like jump ship right now this year. Oregon next year, like week 6 in Eugene. That's not an easy game. Last time we played Oregon in the shoe, we lost actually. So Dan Lanning, I don't think that's available. And after Dan Lanning, I'm not sure if I'd take anyone else over Ryan Day right now. Like that's
Billy Napier.
What the hell? What? Oh my God.
I always say that because of what he's been able to do with FSU in like the past couple of years.
Billy Napier? Billy Napier's at Florida and he's about to get fired for going like 5-7, Everett.
Not Napier.
Mike Norvell? No.
FSU and Florida just interchanged based on the way that game went.
When you said that, I was like,
they're essentially.
Are you trolling? Like what are you saying?
They essentially looked exactly the same. But what I meant more so is Mike Norvell's been able to build the team up, recruit well. I know FSU is kind of a legacy brand, but at the same time, like that's what you're expecting Ohio State's going to be able to continue to do, and he's been able to prolong that with FSU.
Well, they're like just became relevant this year and to be determined. Jordan Travis injury, not his fault.
That is due to his ability to recruit and develop up to this point.
Well, they hit the portal pretty hard getting Keon Coleman, which
I mean that is still what you would like to see Ohio State do.
I mean, well, Ryan Day has done that much better.
Yeah, but not to the same degree.
Has at Florida. Yeah, Everett. What are you talking about? I don't want to pull up recruiting classes because it'll make me depressed.
No, but okay. Outside of Justin Fields, what's like the biggest notable guy for Ohio State? I don't follow Ohio State, so I'm legitimately asking.
That guy, Marvin Harrison.
I thought that he was recruited to Ohio State.
What are you talking transfer portal?
In the transfer portal, hit the portal pretty hard is exactly what you said.
Oh.
That's what I'm saying.
I was talking recruiting as a whole.
No, I'm saying the transfer portal. I said that's not the same as what you would like to see Ohio State do, and you said they're doing the exact same thing.
Oh, no, that's not exactly what I was just talking recruiting. I mean, I don't care if it's a transfer.
No shit. I know that they've been recruiting like FSU. They recruited better than FSU. That's why they're
I'm just
saying,
team. Like, would I rather have Mike Norvell who can get guys in the portal or a guy who gets 5 stars? I think we know the answer.
I'm just assuming whoever ends up being the coach for Ohio State is going to be able to get 5 stars because it's fucking Ohio State.
I mean, I like to hope so too, but we were struggling for a little bit. Without the NIL, it was a problem.
You go take that up with Cardell.
Oh no, he trust me. After he read all my shit tweets, he has upped those packages. I can guarantee you. But like, it's just if Ryan's gone, who's necessarily going to improve it? You know, that's I don't think there is anyone who could. So
hey, you want Jimbo Fisher? I heard he's available.
Boy, would that be hilarious. If we swapped Jimbo to Ohio State, Ryan Day to A&M, make a movie out of that.
I'm trying to think if there would be anybody really that would be able to do that like huge leap. And
Dan Lanning is the only man I can.
Yeah, you don't want Dabo, so.
And that's just not Dabo.
It's not fun.
Ohio State.
It's not a fun idea.
Dabo and Ohio State. I got a history with Dabo. I got a long history with Dabo. So
yeah, I know. Lane Kiffin, I would actually fucking flip my shit.
That's just not possible to Ohio State, Kiff. Like, it's just honestly not even possible. But yeah,
I mean, I'm just perusing real quick, just seeing if I see anybody else.
There's just not many names I could possibly think of that that would take over Ryan Day?
Yeah, the dude from Oregon State just got poached, right?
Yeah, no, that's not happening.
If Luke Fickell hadn't been hired away last year, would that have been a character you'd bring him back?
Not over Ryan Day. Like I've been saying Vrabel. I know that's not an option.
What about Missouri's head coach? Okay. All right. Interesting. Okay.
Like
Deion
Lincoln
Sanders?
Riley? No.
Now you're thinking.
Coach Prime?
Now you're thinking.
Coach Prime to OSU?
Coach Prime in the shoe.
I'm kidding.
He'll bring his Louis with him. He'll really have the shoe pumping.
Yeah, and trust Marv loves his Louis, so I think it could work out well.
Okay, all right. Let's move on to the NFL.
I just don't know. I don't know who it could possibly take. Well, I got top 10 teams.
Oh, that is right. That is right.
Over. Yeah, I guess. We do shout out to Michigan. Quick, really impressed with JJ McCarthy. Really, really impressed with him. I was talking so much shit all year. He balled out really well. Did not make a single mistake, which Kyle McCord made. Colson Loveland, X factor for Michigan's offense. They're tight end. He made Eichenberg and Steel Chambers look like JV linebackers out there trying to cover him. So you get a cookie, Colston. Teron Moore and the Michigan sideline. After Ohio State tied the game up, 17-17, I'm not sure if you were watching at the time because your game's probably started.
No, Saturday, but I was at work.
Ohio State ran the ball 8 straight times to cap off their touchdown drive to tie the game 17-17. And I'm not going to lie. That was like the one point in the game where I was like, oh shit, like we actually might just like this might be a different team. Second, like we're actually like, we didn't just collapse in the second half like the last 2 years. Oh my God. But pretty much Ohio State actually had momentum in that game for the first time. And Michigan casually walks right back down the field and scores a touchdown in 3 minutes. Then Ohio State goes 3-and-out and punts.
So let me ask you this: would you blame? I know the game. I know the game is. I mean, it's a team game. You blame all sides of the ball. But would you fault? You can go first half, second half too. Would you fault the offense more or the defense more?
If I were to fault the offense or defense, it'd be the second half defense. We could not get off the field to save our lives. It was like, just took me back to the last 2 years. Just could not stop them at all in the second half. And for this game, because like we were actually like moving the ball on them on offense, I was like shocked. For this game, like you cannot just let them sustain drives like that. Like in a way, maybe giving up 85 yarders. Actually, no, that would have destroyed the team. After that quote I brought up earlier, hell no, we couldn't give up 85 yarders. But I mean, they're just taking 5, 6, 7-minute drives off the board. And it's just like,
yeah, they're just turning the clock down. Like
they're just sucking the life out of Ohio State. Like, I had no other way to put it than that.
All right,
if I were to put an individual player, I guess Kyle, but Michigan played really well. Like, to be honest, Michigan played really well. Like, I'm not like Ohio State made mistakes, and personally, I'm gonna be butthurt about it, but Michigan played a hell of a football game, and they probably. I don't know why I just said probably there. I'm still grieving, guys.
Still in the mindset that
Michigan deserved to beat us. They did. I mean, let me ask you this question. I said it, guys.
Deserve to beat us, or is this the deserve to beat us? And that's like if we play 10 matches, we win the other 9. Kind of deserve to beat us.
No. I'm not saying. I'm saying like if we play 100 times, like Michigan wins probably 60.
It's fair.
I'm not ready to say like 80 because like I don't think Ohio State was that much worse.
Now if they win next year,
some pride, guys.
If they win next year again, then it's like 80%.
Yeah, I guess I can't say 60-40. Yeah, no, it's probably like well, no, actually knowing everything about the team, it's like a 90-10. Like Michigan wins 90 of those. Knowing how stressed the team was, yeah. Like we need like the only way essentially for us to win that game is if JJ made mistakes, and he didn't.
Yeah. Okay, let's get these lists out for you. And if you have any playoff implication things, we can talk about that too.
Top 10 teams, we'll go 10-1 or 1-10. 10-1 for both.
10-1 for both.
For the Heisman list too. Or should we do
I
1
mean,
to 10
there's
on that
nobody
one?
outside of 4 on the Heisman, but yeah.
So it might be fun going backwards from 10.
Yeah, I guess.
Maybe. Okay. We'll see. I'll do 10 to 1. But okay. Top 10 teams after week 13 going into conference championship week, 10 to 1. Penn State, Missouri, Alabama, Texas, Ohio State, Oregon, Florida State, Washington, Michigan, Georgia. There is some bias here, me putting Ohio State over Texas and Alabama. My thought process behind it is the committee did have Ohio State as the number 1 team to start it off. So the committee showed that at the time, they really valued Notre Dame and Penn State for Ohio State. Alabama has picked up wins in the meantime. Texas, not as impressive wins in the meantime. But I can see Ohio State staying over there.
I mean, that wouldn't be my argument for that. My argument would be, okay, Michigan's ranked as 3 and Ohio State's 2. So why should you go down 5 spots behind another team for losing to the second best or third best team in the nation?
There's that as well.
That would be the argument that I would make for that. I would not argue anything else. And the fact it was still a close game too, could go either way. That's the argument that I would have made. It wasn't a blowout. It wasn't like disaster, like shit was happening. It was a close game, came down to the final few seconds that Ohio State could have won if a play goes the other direction. So that's the argument that I would make.
Yeah, no, that applies very well too. We'll go with that one. I will say the back half, the Missouri, Penn State, I'm not too sold on either of them. Penn State, I know they're mid, but I didn't want to put Ole Miss in there. They did not look great.
Yeah, please don't do that.
Did not look great.
Actually, no, it looks better for me.
Well, it is good for you, actually.
Better if you do that. I hate that fact, but yeah.
But yeah, there's that. There's a list for going into conference championship week. Okay, Heisman rankings. We'll go 10 to 1. We'll go 10 to 1. Caleb Williams, JJ McCarthy, Ollie Gordon, Blake Corum, Marvin Harrison, Jalen Milroe, Carson Beck, the list starts here. Michael Penix, Bo Nix, Jaden Daniels. It's up to those 3. Jaden Daniels, Bo Nix, Michael Penix. It's up to those 3. I think actually on most betting sites, they got Bo Nix as the favorite over Jaden Daniels right now. And it's kind of unfair. Bo Nix
gets another comes down to record?
Huh?
You think that outcome comes out to record?
For many of these, like for a lot of these, it's just kind of, you have to be on a winning team going to the playoff, which is stupid, but
you don't have to. Lamar Jackson won it without going to the playoffs. So
well, there are some unique scenarios where
Caleb last year won it, wasn't in the playoffs.
The quarterback is performing well. His was also done before that weekend even started. Who was even in the race with him last year? Maybe I'm being really stupid right now, and it was really tight, but
it was not tight. He statistically was much better than everybody else. But still, that's still a point that it was hey, he didn't make the playoffs.
So the thing is, Bo Nix, he gets a revenge game against Michael Penix. He can have his Heisman moment. Jaden Daniels, in my opinion, had his Heisman moment a couple of weeks ago, putting up 600 yards, but it wasn't against a top team. So there could be many voters out there who are Jaden Daniels didn't have a Heisman moment. He can't win it. That's not what I think. Now, I don't have the exact numbers. I try to get Joe Burrow's stats pre-SEC championship game, but Jaden Daniels currently has 50 touchdowns. Actually, I think that's going to be more than Burrow. I think Burrow may have finished with 60, but he did have 3 extra games. I could check this. I don't want to waste Burrow. Jaden Daniels, in my opinion, is playing so much better than Bo Nix that
Burrow, statistically, I believe they're very similar right now. But the other thing is Burrow elevated his team so much outside of just his stats and the performances he had in the playoffs. Although after the Heisman, it was just something I don't know if Jaden Daniels would replicate.
Joe Burrow, trust me, I'm a Joe Burrow guy till I die. I will say it, like Jayden Daniels, the reason why people are like docking him right now is because his defense has been so bad. That LSU defense is so bad.
I mean, look, you know that I've been very critical about Jayden Daniels.
Oh, I know.
But you look at the two of them. I will say Jayden Daniels by far is I would have it as a favorite to win the Heisman right now because he's carried his team. Now,
I was just
now
looking
will that 100% translate to how well he would do in the NFL? No, but
no, we're not saying that. No.
Yeah, but I do think right now he is by far the better of the two situationally. Now, if Bo Nix goes in this week and he absolutely obliterates fucking Oregon or Washington, then okay, maybe there's a bigger argument. But right now, I don't really think there is an argument. I think Jayden Daniels is it. Michael Penix, I think, is just out. He is out. It's between Bo Nix and Jayden Daniels. I don't think there's a single situation in which Michael Penix will win the Heisman.
You know what? Now that I think about it, like honestly, I think I might agree with you there. I actually think you might be onto something. Now, if Michael Penix goes out for 600 yards and 8 touchdowns, okay, different story. But we're under the impression that's just not an option against Oregon.
I mean, yeah, I'm assuming he's not going to throw for 600 yards.
No. Like
he struggled the last couple of weeks.
I'm with you too. So if Washington beats Oregon or gets eliminated from the College Football Playoff, like, yeah, it's gonna be pretty hard for Penix to jump Daniels.
To jump Nix, he's behind. I still have him behind Bo Nix.
Well, if Penix beats Bo Nix again, then he passes.
I still have Bo Nix.
Beat him twice.
I like the one thing is record has something to do with it, but overall play outside of that Washington, even if Bo Nix loses the Washington game,
I don't think Penix can win. But
no, but even if Bo Nix loses the second Washington game, he has still played well enough in both of those games where I would say you could argue he's played better than Penix in said games. So
I'm with you, but that's not how these voters think. They don't watch these games. That is one thing we got to keep in mind. They don't watch these games. So actually, this is actually the intelligent breakdown. Jayden Daniels is an SEC quarterback with the stats. That's probably the easy pick. Now, and all those voters, same SEC voters, their impression of Bo Nix was the Auburn quarterback who was awful. Bo Picks, as you like to formally call him. So,
Bo Picks Nix.
Oh, they're definitely giving it to Jayden Daniels. Oh, 100% giving it to Jayden Daniels. That's the Waterboy analytics right there.
Yeah, there's also Michael Picknix. So the word Penix, Picknix? No. Yes? No?
Pen picks? Doesn't quite work. Yeah. I see what you were doing there now. But yeah. That's kind of the list. Yeah, but it's real. Yeah, Penix is kind of out. Not kind of.
I think he is. It's a 2-horse race. It's a 2-horse race.
Dominate. Yeah.
Okay. So, do you have anything else for college football?
No, that is all.
Okay. Obviously, I mean, this will probably be. I don't know. Do you know when the first championship game is that matters?
Are we still on college football or have we moved to NFL?
No, I'm talking about it has to be college football. Okay. Championship game, conference championship.
So
game. Friday. The first one is on Friday. So on Thursday in that episode, we probably will go through implications for on the episode itself. We'll go through implications for the playoffs. Grant also probably preliminarily upload that on TikTok beforehand. But if you want a little breakdown of that, you guys want to, and you on top of that want to see Grant take a COVID test, check out Thursday's episode.
Oregon, Washington on Friday.
Yeah. So we'll probably break down that stuff on Thursday. And it'll probably be up on TikTok before then. So check out TikTok as well. There's sirens going off, I think, near me, which probably isn't ideal.
Yeah, no, not me. Fire Station 69, they are not blaring right now. That's the local. That's a local.
Okay,
fire
all right.
station.
We'll get into the NFL. First thing I want to state a couple things relating to one same player, but two different teams, including your fan favorite team, the Chargers. So, you know who Deron Bland is?
Be more mean to me.
You know who Deron Bland is?
I probably should know the name.
So defensive. He's a corner.
Now.
He's a corner for the
Is it the Cowboys?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You'll know who I'm talking about now. But
yes.
But first thing, He has more touchdowns this season as a cornerback than Kyle Pitts has had his entire career.
And you could say those are touchdown catches too, in a way.
Yeah, you just gave me my second point. You're not going to like this.
Okay. I thought.
Ron Bland has more receiving yards and touchdowns this season than Quentin Johnston.
Receiving yards and receiving touchdowns?
7 receptions for 209 yards and 5 touchdowns. Quentin Johnston has 20 receptions, 180 yards, and 1 touchdown.
Now, like,
as a cornerback.
Yeah, I'm now kind of getting to my stage in my Quentin Johnston takes where, like, I was so right that now I'm rooting for him. Like
I saw the other day. I saw the other day though that if one, I don't know how true this is, so you'll have to correct me, but I saw one that Brandon Staley wanted Zay Flowers and Tom Telesco drafted Quentin Johnston.
I did not know that, but that might redeem him.
It could be complete bullshit. So you check that. The other thing is if Tom Telesco had drafted just the fan favorite picks on Twitter for Chargers fandom the last 3 years, it would have been Rashawn Slater, Zay Flowers this past year, and Trent McDuffie 2 years ago. Instead, it's Rashawn Slater, Quentin Johnston, and I don't even know who the fuck you guys drafted last year. Zion Johnson. Right, who's a liability.
I don't know why you'd ever take a guard at like pick 20. You shouldn't take a guard in the first round.
Nelson, but
he was a top 5 pick, like top 10 pick. Like that's different talent. But at 20 out of Boston College, man. Damn, I'd love to hear a recorded
the other thing,
draft room.
The other thing, while you're confirming this information,
I'm trying to figure it out.
You'll see where I'm going with this in a second. The Glide floss containers, the silver brand, like little things you like pop open and it's like you pull out the spool of floss, right? Those little things.
Now I know.
So the amount of floss in that is 43.7 yards.
Oh God. Oh, this is an Eckler stat. I know that.
Austin Eckler ran and Justin Herbert both ran for less yards than there is in a floss container.
Okay, so Chargers, Ravens breakdown. Before I get
another thing, by the way,
the
other week, Austin Eckler was clocked running 13 miles per hour. Fast for us. Jalen Carter ran faster than him.
Oh man. I mean, arguably the smartest thing the Chargers did in the offseason was not give Eckler.
I legitimately think Tom Brady has the same 40 time as fucking Austin Eckler based on that.
We're
not going to do this because this is way too much work. But if we play the Tom Brady scramble to the outside and Austin Eckler side by side, I guarantee you they're going the same speed.
Potentially. I'm not going to debate you on that one. Yeah. Eckler 10 carries for 32 yards. 5 catches, 32 yards. Woohoo! Hey, PPR points for all you fantasy boys, right? He's beyond washed. To the point of no return.
How old is he? Which is crazy after he had like a career year last year. And that was just ass. This is the Le'Veon Bell effect. This is why you do not fucking sit out.
Look, I wasn't coughing when I discussed Michigan, but the second you bring up the fucking Chargers, I'm now back. See?
This is
the poison. This is the poison right here. It's not Ohio State. This is the poison.
Fire Staley. Get him out. Well, fire Telesco. He's the bigger problem. But
lean house owners, sell the team. Everyone gone.
Hey, at least you're not the Panthers.
You might be able to stay. You guys are doing slightly better.
At least you're not the Panthers fan. At least you're not a Panthers fan. Which, by the way,
yeah, we'll dive into that.
You and I both know a quote unquote Panthers fan. Who we deemed a bandwagon. I guarantee you he is not a Panthers fan anymore.
Yeah, I don't think he's aware that Frank Reich was their head coach. So,
zero. I don't think he knows who the owner is. So,
Turpin, interesting fella.
Tepper.
Interesting fella. I didn't realize he took over in 2018. He's gone through 3 already. It's only been like 5 years, 6 years. So yeah, okay. Chargers. Yeah, just couldn't run the ball for shit. Defense honestly played pretty well. Not gonna lie. For what I expected. It was kind of like Ohio State, Michigan to a degree, though. We were just letting them waltz down the field, milk clock. Justin Tucker missed a field goal, and I was like,
huh? Like,
what is going on?
This is our moment. We
have the kicking luck today? Like, what? Yeah, in a dome too. Well, not fully domed, but
close.
You get what I'm saying.
Is there airflow in there that comes through like wind? Is there wind that goes to where the field goals are?
But it can't be large enough to like truly impact.
It fuck the ball. Yeah.
It can't be. So yeah, there's that. But yeah, to simply wrap up this quick Chargers segment, the Chargers have the same record as the New York Giants.
Wait, that's like good for you. That's a top 10 pick, right?
I mean, sure, but like, damn, man, like this team cap-wise.
Sorry. That's a top 10 pick that you're gonna fuck up. Sorry.
I mean, we're gonna draft.
Let me ask you this: if you ended up getting like Brock Bowers, would you be happy about that?
Oh, I'd be hyped. I'd feel really bad for Brock though, because he's gonna like.
I do legitimately think so. So I saw this post today from Schefter. It was on the Pat McAfee show, and he said there's probably going to be 7 to 10 coaches fired. Frank Reich was already fired, and so is Josh McDaniels. So let's play a little game here. All right, let's play a little game. Who else will get fired?
Brandon Staley.
So we have. I'm
gonna pull up all 32 NFL teams right now.
That's what I'm looking at right now. All right, so hold on. Let's hit the low fruit first. All right, let's get the low.
I'm just going by division.
Brandon Staley is not a low fruit, so let's start with these low fruits because the Chargers are fucking stupid. So he's not a low fruit. All right, we already have 2 fired. We have 2 fired in
Arthur Smith,
Josh McDaniels. He is staying, and Frank Reich.
They announced that.
Yes, the owner said that they're sticking with them. They said that his job is like he's like secure for this year. Ron Rivera, I'd say is 3. He'll be fired. I would say trying to look at the rest of this. I mean, you could argue. Now we're in the argument territory. I'd say that those are the 3 that we for sure know will be fired. All right. Then we have who's in Dennis Allen, I think could be on there at 4. Potentially Matt Eberflus at 5. Gone. 6 Bill.
Yeah.
7 Staley. Kevin Stefanski. They've been doing well, but I know that they kind of wanted him out.
Like there are a lot of Browns fans who are Ohio State fans that I follow, and like they seem to be a little conflicted. Like half of them are like keep Stefanski, and the other half are like, come on, what are we doing?
I'll say maybe there.
I don't know.
And Todd Bowles.
Yeah, that's the other one I was potentially thinking
9.
too.
So 9. So we have Frank Reich, Josh McDaniels.
Do you get Ron in there?
Yeah, Ron was in there. We have Frank Reich, Josh McDaniels, and Ron. Those were like the 3 we knew. Then we have Matt Eberflus, Dennis Allen, Todd Bowles, Bill, Kevin Stefanski, Brandon Staley. I think that was it. And I'm getting this is perfectly timed by us, by the way. I'm getting fraud alerts. Out the fucking what? You can't hear him, but I hear him.
Yeah, we're not gonna throw Gannon on there.
No, he'll. The bus is moving right now. The bus is rolling.
The bus came to a stop last week, but it'll pick back up.
It's picking back up right now.
We just gotta refuel the bus. That's all we gotta do. Just refuel it.
But yeah, I could see 9 coaches hypothetically being fired, and I do think that if we were looking at let's just rank these real quick. Let's just rank these openings. All right, let's play a little fun game here. Okay, I'm gonna read you these openings, and you're gonna tell me what you think.
Okay.
So let me just rewrite these real quick so I have them all down.
Yeah.
You know, we did not prepare for this. This just kind of happened.
Impromptu.
Just kind of happened. All right. So Commanders, Panthers, Raiders, Bears, Chargers, Browns, Patriots. Who else was in here?
Commanders.
Already got them.
Oh. We're not doing Cardinals.
Saints.
Oh, yeah.
Bucks.
We're not doing Falcons. Oh, you could put Panthers on there. That's still open.
Panthers are on there. Okay, I have them on there already.
Okay.
I wish I could
Raiders are on there. Okay.
I wish I could play this back and remember what the fuck I said, because I really don't.
Please tell me you just wrote them all down.
I have all of them but one. I forgot one. I did truly forget one. Whatever. It's fine. It's fine. It's one that doesn't matter then. If it's not there, it's fine. Okay. No, I got them. I got all 9. I'm tripping. All right. Okay. All right. So we're going to rank these 1 to 10, what you think their values are going to be. So Commanders, Panthers, Raiders, Bears, Chargers, Browns, Patriots, Saints, and Bucks.
So how do you want me to rank this? Based on current state of team?
I would say if you were going, we're going to the offseason. You're looking at
based on the team.
You're looking at the team. You're like, all right, am I going to coach this shithole, or like, can I actually do something here? Like last year, where I was like, I think
at all about location.
This was like last year, and I was like, yeah, the Texans, I would say, are like the most, like the best spot for a coach. And you're like, I don't know about that. I'm like, no, trust.
Can't believe D'Amico did it. I thought the best place to land was personally the Chargers last year. But
they didn't fire Staley.
All right. Yeah, it didn't happen. Okay. Current situation, all those teams. I think you got to put my team first.
I was going to say, I think the Chargers are probably top 2. What I'm going to do for both of us,
I'm just thinking quarterback.
Make this really easy. Panthers are dead fucking last. No picks, shitty owner, shitty team.
Yeah.
The fuck do you want to be there for, right? They're dead last. All right, we put Chargers at 1. I'd argue the second option would be the Commanders.
I was thinking Commanders. We have Saints in there, correct?
Yes.
I was
Saints
thinking
are in
one
there.
of those two.
Saints, you're really over
vibes wise. I was thinking Raiders, but we can't.
I like. I know I was asking
though.
you, but I was more so setting this up so I could fucking say this. But I mean, in my opinion, I'd probably go Chargers 1, Commanders 2, Patriots 3, Raiders 4, Bears 5, Saints 6, Bucks 8, Panthers 9. And the only reason the Bears are that low is because they're fucking perennially cursed, even though they have great draft capital. So
Saints 8,
7, Bucks 8, Panthers 9.
So Bears above all of those, all that NFC South.
They do have 2 first-round picks this year and multiple picks going forward. So
there's a curse that they have, though.
They did. That was the other thing I did state. That's why they're lower. But that's just my general opinion. But
like, if we're just talking like brand of team, it's Patriots 1.
Patriots 100% 1, and then 2 probably
Raiders?
Would
or Commanders.
I mean, if you're talking just brand, it's the Bears.
Yeah,
it's the Bears.
Yeah.
Just branding. Yeah. But like actual value,
Raiders might be 3rd. If they were called the Redskins, I'd put them there.
Probably the Saints.
So, ooh, over Raiders? I don't know. I don't like the Raiders at all, but I will at least give them this.
Like, football is just so big here. Like,
true. Don't get me wrong. I'm just thinking, just like, I just feel like
I can tell you what's
just
last.
One of those iconic teams.
I can tell you what's last.
I feel like this actually may be closer than people think.
Oh, it's either the Panthers or the Chargers, but it's the Chargers.
Yeah, I was thinking Panthers. I was considering like Bucks in there, but
no, Bucks have won Super Bowls and shit. Like, they were bad for like 13, 14 years, but like recency bias and before like 2003, They were great.
All I'm saying, I just remember like 2013.
Yeah, with Jameis,
2012, 13, or 14. I just remember the Chiefs and the Titans were the two worst teams in the NFL. And then they matched up in the playoffs like 4 years later. I was like, anything can happen in this league.
Yeah.
That Tommy goals can happen.
Yeah. I also, so Vikings are going to play tonight. And that's why we're not going to have I'll have a breakdown for them for this next episode, but that's why we haven't really talked much about like the actual games, because my game has yet to be played. But in a little twist of events, Adrian Peterson is out of the game tonight. It's a little fun action there.
Huh.
Little AP action. But that's honestly about all I have for the NFL. I
wanted to bring up, I think I may have brought up, but Frank Reich was fired before Urban Meyer was, despite being the guy who wanted CJ Stroud over Bryce Young. And he was
that's the crazy thing to me. It's just like, how, as an owner, I understand you want certain players, like look at fucking draft day. All right. That's when, I don't know, Kevin, what's his name? Kevin
Connolly?
Whatever the fuck's name.
No. Kevin Connolly's from Entourage.
Whatever
Kevin Costner.
Costner. Yeah. His dude was like, did the opposite of what Frank Reich's GM did. He said, nah, fuck you. I'm going with this guy. I'm going with what I want. This dude, nah, he fucking bent like, I don't know what like a fucking pool noodle. All right. That motherfucker.
Right, that's a visual.
I had something there, and then I just couldn't get the words out. You
censored yourself there. Yeah. Probably for the best.
That was not the direction I was going, but sure, we can
the direction you went.
That was not the insinuation. That was not what I was. Okay, whatever. But regardless, it is one. I don't think Frank Reich was like the best coaching to hire in general. Like, to me, I don't really love if a coach was just fired, they shouldn't be immediately rehired somewhere else. Like unless it's like, Bill Belichick will be, but yeah. Like Frank Reich, like he was going in the shitter for like two and a half seasons, and he never really developed a quarterback in Indianapolis. So
it was a revolving door every year.
That's a weird. Position. That was a really weird choice. At the same time, yeah, he wanted CJ Stroud, but let's be honest, if CJ Stroud was on that team, he'd be fucking shit right now. He would be dead. So
that's going back to the post. Hey, landing spot matters for these guys. Spot matters.
So, I think it's Frank Reich just did a fucking horrible coaching job. But to be fair, he did also want a different player. So there's meddling by ownership and the GM. Personally, if I was David Tepper, fucking fire all of them. But because I wouldn't want my GM who just traded away DJ Moore, 2 first-round picks, a second-round pick for fucking Bryce Young when I could have had Caleb Williams for free and a wide receiver 1. I wouldn't want that dude in
Bryce though.
Huh? He did really want Bryce. He wanted a splash. He definitely made a splash.
Definitely made headlines with that pick.
Yeah, he decided to dive straight into the pool, but he dove in the shallow end, not the deep end.
That's a harsh visual, Everett.
Yeah. Hey, pool signage. We got to follow it, right?
Guess so. Guess that's the real theme of this episode: pools, swimming pools, to be exact.
What other kind of pools are there?
I was thinking pool the game. I was thinking maybe Jordan pool.
March Madness pools.
That's another type of pool. Okay,
right
there you go. See, it's not too
up like a pool. You already said pool like the game. Yeah.
But all right. I think that's going to be it. You're welcome, everybody.
All right. Okay. With that, thank you guys so much for watching, listening. Rate us 5 stars. You can find us on Spotify, TikTok, YouTube, Twitter, and on Instagram at Waterway Make sure to follow me and Grant on Twitter at Everett Stakes and at Waterway Grant. We post new episodes every Tuesday and Thursday on all podcast platforms and on YouTube. So make sure you turn on notification on YouTube so you do not miss a single episode. We post new TikToks essentially every day of the week. Grant keeps forgetting to post weekend ones, so I don't know what fucking day those are coming out, either Sunday or Monday, but they'll be out at some point. So make sure to follow that. You won't want to miss any of that content. We are supposed to be posting graphics every week. We've been kind of slow on that lately. We've had a lot going on, but that will start happening again. And yeah, with that, we'll see you guys in the next episode. Waterboys out.